Amigos, welcome back to our channel, Atrocities Upon Cities, where today you're going to be seeing us install a backyard sod where we lay out everything that we do. You guys always see the first thing we do is pick out all the edges, weed spray all the heavy areas so the crabgrass doesn't continue to grow, let it go throughout the day so the crabgrass and the Roundup get to hang out all day, and like that we know that all the weeds die. So you can see that the owner here, Chris, he was doing a great job by himself trying to get it done, but he said he just got overwhelmed a little, so he went ahead and hired us. We were already doing the front yard transformation across the street, so I'll put a card there at the end for you guys to go watch it. I'll even let you guys see at the ending wherever you could pick the card what the grass looks like now, still green. So we'll continue on going so you can see where we did the edges. There you see it right there. I went by with the pick, the Pulowski, my favorite tool. You guys always hear me talk about it. I go by, I always win the edges, I always win the trenches. So that's what we do, fellas. We make sure that we figure everything out right before we get into other things. We level out areas, and for say this job here, it was sitting way too low, so I was picking the areas and just leaving the dirt there because I knew I was gonna have to bring in 3-4 inches of new grow mulch, so like that it would already come pre-mixed and we don't have to rototill as much. We just pick the most necessary areas and we go ahead and do that, fellas. So let's continue on this progression. I was already picking mostly all of it, and I started putting water everywhere. You see already I started watering the area so we can make sure that things help out and things could change, and make sure that when the new sod comes in all the weeds are dead and everything is leveled, so that when the water comes in it finds its way and it doesn't puddle, and that the grass stays nice and green throughout everything. So thanks again, fellas. Let's get to the next video. Amigos, there you have it. Look at all this dirt. We brought in 6 skips of dirt, grow mulch, to make sure that this sod comes in and does its thing. So that's what it takes out here, fellas. We make sure that we bring in the right compost, the right dirt. We always work with DG, sod, a couple jobs that we stick to. We used to do a lot of mowing. I tell everybody I used to be the busiest mowing guy, 80 houses from dusk to from dawn till dusk, all day, back and forth. But now we just stick to this, fixing irrigation problems, little projects, little things that we have learned. I've probably worked for over 30 landscapers. I worked for over 30 gardeners, and you could tell that sprinkler is nice and broken. So this is why I know so many little skills. You can see how much the water was bubbling there, and that we had to replace the sprinkler. The owner here was very helpful. He had all the parts for irrigation, so all he had to do was pay me for an hour of irrigation. Some of the sprinklers were the wrong tips, were the wrong size, and just different things, fellas. So that's what we do out here. We'll show you how much dirt it was. We do the trailer, and then we see how much it was compacted. It was, I think, 4 skips in here and 2 in the trailer, and that's why it was so full. So that's how we get it done out here. We go on to the next step. We put wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow. You guys see we have 2 wheelbarrows. We have an old one and a new one. You can see everything's up to the sprinklers, and once the water settles we compact it. You don't have a roller, or we do have a roller. We have a screen roller, but we have a compactor also, so you can tell we turn on the water to settle down these sprinklers and different things. But if we use the boards, I always tell everybody the whole time we're doing sod we're using boards, so that's how it works, fellas. Let's get into the other things so you can see how we work the boards. Thanks. Alright, fellas, so there you have it. All the sod is already placed. We used the boards, we used everything that we had to, both wheelbarrows. I have a record of almost 14 pieces of dry sod on a wheelbarrow, but usually you'll only feed like 7 when it's wet and it's crazy and you'll bend your wheelbarrow. But we do a great job. We come out here, we cut, we do the edging right, we do everything that it takes. We always make sure that we roll all the sod the right way. If not, you'll tell right away which is mismatched or which one was put the wrong way. So there you have it. It's still looking good. We water it in between by hand because right here we're gonna have to go ahead and change the valves because there's a big problem with the irrigation valves. It turns on great right here, but as we proceed there is a big leak in the front with 2 valves, and there was 2 that were cut because of the front lawn is now all rocks. They used to be sod. So that's what we do out here, fellas. You can tell all the things I needed in this job was just our cobalt and a cutter so we can cut out the old manifold, and we'll get into it, fellas. We'll let you see how it goes. There's water everywhere, and hopefully it'll drastically just disappear, and we go moving from there. So now we only need to make sure it's 2 valves. It looks like there's 4. Amigos, there you have it. So you can see there is the irrigation valve that was broken. You can see the two little plastics, and that's what it takes out here, fellas. We have to make sure that we dig out everything. That we only need two valves now. You can see the setup there. It's all mud everywhere. There's lots of water that's settled, but I'm lucky that over the years I have learned all this with landscapers and just the schooling that we've gotten. So that's what you see out here, fellas. We come out here, we make sure that we know what we're doing, we're insured, and we have everything that it takes to make sure that we get this done. So we keep digging, we keep making sure that everything we do is all a part of the process. You know, I came in and I cut off the manifold, I shut down those irrigation valve. As soon as I was able to open it, I could use some adjustable pliers to shut it down. I left the pool pipe there, and then there's the valve for the back, and then it had already irrigation pipes, a 1/4 inch black. So there it is. You can see the manifold. It's old, it's crazy, it was leaking everywhere, it had mold on the side, and that's what you see, fellas. It was built in calcium, but over the years he didn't need two of the valves, so I know within the time they were just gonna break. I told him to just go ahead and pay me another hour of irrigation, and we'll go ahead and settle the situation and make sure that everything gets changed. He had everything new, so I went ahead and changed the two new valves. We'll go check on the grass, see what it looks like. Perfect still, you know, already grabbing some color. It looks perfectly green. It starts drying out a couple. I had about 101 degrees weather, so you know it doesn't help. Everything was done right, everything was done perfect, but sometimes you can't help with the weather being so hot. You know, even if you water all day, it's still gonna go through a little heat stress. So let's get into this manifold.
They slow it down and fucking connect to the gear. Yeah, good. Right. Okay, we'll see. Am I supposed to still be recording? Yeah. What? Yeah, that's what I need you. Yeah, well, I'm meeting you right now. Recording.
Amigos, like always, thanks for everybody that continues your support. We continue to grow slowly but surely. We're growing. Where everybody continues to love watching our decomposed granite videos, how to pull weeds fast, different things to keep your rock beds from weed free, and different things that you can do out there to make sure that you do the money when the drought is here. In California, I deal with the drought 24/7, so I know all about when there's nothing to do during mowing season. You know, so today I choose not to mow and I choose to do these extra jobs, be ready for what other people aren't, and it's what's been able to grow our business. So by the end, everything made sense. Everything looked great. Everything turned out perfect. You know, a big shout out to the owner. Without him, we wouldn't be able to do this. He gave us the video rights. Always make sure to ask, fellas. Don't just go start recording. I think people say you're allowed to record, you know, for your business purposes. But if you're going to make a YouTube video, go ahead and stay away from house shots. But look at how perfect the irrigation has been coming out. You can tell some of the pipes were a little bent. But, you know, we fix them with the dirt or we fix them with the situation. You know, I made sure that the T's at the bottom were straight. I always give it a corner turn on all the things that I do. It's like a threading thing for me. I don't just slip it on there. I slip it on there and give it a quarter turn. One of my good friends that showed me a lot out there, a big landscaper, you know, he showed me about 4 or 5 years of his landscaping experience and all the things that I went through to learn more, you know, and many years of gardening that we've done. So now we get to eating compact grass. Let's do it. Alright fellas, so there you have it, the atrocious old manifold and the new two brand new valves, one for the front, one for the back, and we made sure the pool went back to normal. We made sure that the irrigation valve that controls everything has nothing broken anymore, and that's what you see from us, amigos. So thank you for watching. AuC Amigos.